Hello, we are going to start with some breath work today, and then we are going to talk about energy because the energy we put out is the energy that comes back. So we want to be aware of our energy, aware of the field around us, aware of the people around us, and what might be affecting our energy. So I want you to just find a spot, put your feet on the floor, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. And I just want you to take a couple cleansing breaths. So we're going to do some box breathing. So the box breathing is you're going to inhale for 4 seconds. You're going to hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. So ready? Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. One more time. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Just feel how calm you get in those moments of just taking a minute or two to do some breath work. So I want to talk about energy because energy is bigger than you may realize. So you can probably think of a person that maybe they walk in and the whole room goes up. Everyone gets excited. They're happy to see them. They bring joy. They bring light. That's a good thing. There might be another person that walks in and they bring the whole room down. So maybe they're a Debbie Downer, they're kind of soul suckers. They just bring everyone down. If you are constantly surrounded by people who bring you down, whether this is a coworker, a spouse, maybe you work in customer service and you have people yelling at you all the time, those people can bring your energy down. So we want to talk about ways to protect yourself so that you're not letting them kind of suck your soul or suck your good energy. So our bodies are like a mirror. So the energy that we put out, whether this is thoughts, emotions, actions, what type of foods we're eating, those things come back to us. So if we are putting out joy, positivity, gratitude, love, those things come back to us. So going back to that person who is positive all the time, they're usually radiating those positive emotions, and then those things come back to them. Maybe good things happen to them. If we run on stress or negative energy or hatefulness or junk food, that's exactly what we'll feel in return. So that's going to be things like being exhausted, gaining weight, feeling frustrated. So we want to be focusing on the energy because positive energy combined with the nourishing foods, having those healing thoughts that your body is able to heal, moments of gratitude, and then even joyful movement, our bodies are going to reflect that back with a better mood, better energy, and better overall health. So you can think of that like the law of attraction, right? It's the energy we put out is the energy that comes back. So let's break this down a little bit. So food. Every bite of food is either fueling your body or it's going to feed the inflammation. So if we're choosing foods that are whole, clean foods, we're giving our body energy, clarity, strength, and less pain. But if we're feeding it processed sugar or constantly cheating or chemicals, our body spends more time battling those things instead of healing and using those things for building blocks of our body. So I also encourage people, if you believe in this, to pray over your food. Have your whole foods out. Pray over your foods even before you cook with them. Bring your groceries home, spread them across your counter, and pray over them, because those foods will literally become a part of not only you, but your whole family. So your body uses those foods for energy to rebuild all your cells, and they become a part of you. We want to make sure we want to increase the energy of that food. So there can be negative energy in food. So if you think of it like maybe there were some animals that didn't get treated very well, so they have all that negative energy and trauma stored up in their muscles and their cells. Well, then we eat that. So we're eating their trauma. That's a problem. So pray over that food, release that negative energy, because it's going to become a part of you. There actually was a study too that people pray over their food that actually absorb it better. And I wanted to say it was like 20 to 30% better absorption for those that pray over their food. Then movement. So we talk about joyful movement. So the key word is joyful. If you are moving all day long for work, if you are moving all day long, not for joy, that's not joyful movement, because it's not something that you want to do. So I want you to be doing something you want to do. Maybe this is going for a walk, a gentle bike ride, yoga, stretching. My new favorite thing is my vibration plate. So that helps me get in some extra movement, a few minutes here and there throughout the day. Do something that brings you joy, because that is going to help you release the feel-good hormones. That decreases your blood sugar, it increases your circulation, and it brings you joy. It makes your heart happy. If you can add in family members or pets to this process too, even better, go outside and do your joyful movement. That is huge. So the next point is sleep. So rest isn't lazy. Sleep actually is needed in order to heal and repair the body. So you are going to be shifting into a parasympathetic state during the release phase, and rest is important because your body needs that rest to do the healing and repair. So if you feel like you need to lay down for a few minutes, if you feel like you want to take a nap, listen to your body, because your body is trying to shift and it cannot shift unless you listen. So start to become a little bit more in tune, start to listen to those cues, and be gentle with yourself and give yourself a little bit of grace. Thoughts. Thoughts are huge. Thoughts are what make us us. So our thoughts actually release chemicals in the brain. Positive thoughts release dopamine and serotonin, which help to calm the nervous system and aid in digestion, whereas negative thoughts release cortisol. Cortisol is what slows your metabolism and stores your fat. So you really think, your thoughts really do become part of your body. You can also store emotions in different parts of your body. So we want to make sure that if you have all those emotions of hatred or anger or stress, that we are doing things to remedy those emotions and release that energy. So I'm happy to help you guys on these Q&A calls too, to help you release some of that energy if you're open and willing to do that. So the ripple effect. So your energy doesn't stop with you. So this actually goes into your home, it goes into your work, it goes into your animals. So you can think, I'm sure people know that there is a special bond between a horse and its owner, right? That horse can feel if there's a fly on its back. So it certainly can feel the energy of the owner on its back. And if that person's in a positive mood or a negative mood, they're very interconnected. Same with mothers and their kids, especially. Very interconnected. Those kids are half you. So if you are stressed out, angry, snapping, do you think they're going to have a calm nervous system? No, because they're half you and they feel that energy, they feel that tension, and they feel that you're stuck in that fight or flight mode. So I want you to realize, stay calm, stay grounded, stay centered, because your kids mirror your nervous system. So oftentimes it's not the kid's fault. This was a big realization for me. I kind of just thought my kids were being naughty, when in reality, I was super stressed out. I was snapping and my nervous system was, all the bells and whistles were going off. They felt that. They reflect that back to us. When you become more grounded and more centered, they also become more grounded and centered. So I invite you to try something different. If your kids are ticking you off, take a step away. Maybe that means going in the bathroom and shutting the door, going in your bedroom, taking a step away, and just taking a few breaths and assessing the situation. What is your nervous system like at that point in time? Is it truly their fault, or are they just being a kid? So I invite you to take that pause before you snap. So here are some tools that you can use to help calm your nervous system, to help release some of that negative energy, and to help up-level the energy that you have and that you are putting out. So then therefore those good things and good energy can come back to you. So gratitude is amazing for positive energy. You can't be grateful and hateful at the same time. It just doesn't work. So have that gratitude. Writing down 3 things you're grateful every day. That literally rewires the brain to notice the positive. And gratitude attracts more things to be grateful for. So if you have your journal, I want you to write down 3 things you're grateful for. In the morning when I wake up, before I get out of bed, I personally like to say a little prayer. I'm grateful for the day. I'm grateful I'm alive. I'm grateful I'm awake. In the car, on the way to daycare, I asked the kids, what's something you're grateful for? So this morning, their answers were, I let my daughter bring her little backpack in the car. She was grateful that she got to take all her toys with her. My son was grateful that he got to go outside this morning. He came out and drank coffee with me this morning. So have them instill that in their small little brain so they grow up with that and have that sense of gratitude. Breath work is the next one. A few deep breaths can actually switch you out of fight or flight and back into rest or digest in 60 seconds. So the 4-7-8 pattern. So you're inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 7 seconds, then exhaling for 8 seconds. So inhale for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds helps to shift you into that parasympathetic state, the calm, rest, and digest state. Another tip you can do is journaling. So sometimes it helps to write down everything that is ticking you off. If you're having a really bad day, take your journal, write down everything that's ticking you off, write it all down, scratch it out, get it out of your head. Physically writing it with a pen and paper is more beneficial than typing it. Your brain processes it differently. And don't worry about spelling things correctly. Don't worry about punctuation. Just write it down and get it out of your head. The next step is rip that page out of your journal, rip it up, burn it, get rid of it. That helps to release that negative energy. Then I encourage you to write down things you're grateful for, things that are positive, things that you're happy about in your life. So dump all the bad, fill up the good. And then don't forget about the frequency tools. So maybe the AO, the inner voice audio tones, other frequency tones, prayer, music. Classical music is actually really healing. So listening to that, it has the proper frequency tones in it. So worship music might be another one, and it changes your vibration. So if you're in an angry mood and you listen to, rock, that's probably not going to calm your nervous system down. So keep that in mind when you're picking the music that you're listening to. So I want you to think this week, I want you to make conscious awareness. And in the middle of your day, I want you to take 30 seconds and just pause. So think, what energy am I putting out right now? I encourage you to pause. Maybe you do this at the same time every day. Maybe one day you do it in the morning, one day at lunch, one day at dinner. But pause and say, what energy am I putting out right now? If it's stress, if it's anger, if it's fear, take that pause, do a few breaths, and make that shift. So even one positive thought, or even just a glass of water, can change your energy flow. Put a little electrolytes in your water. That can change your energy flow. So I encourage you to invite yourself to pause a little bit more often and check in with your nervous system and check in with where you're at. So here are some journal prompts for you guys to reflect on today. You might need to pause during these, but I'll read these out loud and I want you to take the time to journal through these and see what resonates with you. So the first one is, what energy have I been putting out this week through my words, actions, or thoughts? And how have I seen that reflected back in my body, my mood, or my family? The next one is, if my body could speak right now, what would it say about the energy level I've been giving it through food, rest, and emotions? And number 3, what one small shift in my energy today, whether it be mindset, gratitude, or self-care, could create a ripple effect in my health and my home? So dive into yourself and your own nervous system. It might be impacting more than you think.